Hello, how are you? And welcome back to my YouTube channel, Course by Sid. So today in this video we're going to see that how we can create this calculator application with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So on my screen you can see we have our calculator application. So we'll first going to check the functionality of this calculator application. So I'm just selecting 7 plus 8, 7 plus 5. That gives me 12. So addition is working fine. Then we'll check for the subtraction. So 12 minus 10, that gives me 2. And then we'll check for the multiplication. So 2 into 4.5. So that gives me 9. Also, if you have noticed that we can also select the decimals numbers also with the help of this point button, right? And also we can see that for division, so I'm just selecting 9 divided by 5, that gives me 1.8. okay, so division is also working fine. Let me check once again for the division. 1.8 divided by 1.8, so this is also working fine, right? And we have also given the backspace button. So suppose if we have on the input screen we have 145, so we can click the backspace button and it is deleting the last element, right? Also we have a clear button also. So yeah, clear button is also working fine. Also on the UI you can see that whenever I'm pointing the cursor on any button, the color is changing. So an hovering effect is also given in this application at the buttons. Also if you have noticed that at the background the color is also changing, and at the borders also, the dash borders, their colors are also changing. And in the end I have given a footer section that you can see on your screen, made with the Course by Sid all license. And after building this application, we're going to deploy this application on the github.com. So this is our github.com. And before building this application, I would like to tell you that if you don't have Visual Studio Code, you need to download the Visual Studio Code. If you are a Windows user, you can download from the first option, and if you are using Linux, then you can download from the second one, and if you are a Mac user, you can download from the third one. So okay, first of all, to make this calculator application, we need to create a folder. I have already created a folder named calculator under my projects folder. So I'm going to open this calculator folder, and also I have created one more folder, that is the images folder, and I have pasted the image, right, the background image over here. So I'll come back to my calculator folder, and then I'll select and then I'll type cmd. So and then after that I'll type code dot. Basically this will open my Visual Studio Code. So I have to wait, it takes some time to load. It is still loading. Okay, so there we go. Our calculator folder is opened in our Visual Studio Code. Now what next we'll need to do? We'll need to create the file. First file we'll need to create in the calculator folder is index.html, right? So we'll click over here, new file, we'll add new file, and we'll type the name of the file, index.html, right? And one more file we'll need to create in the calculator folder. We'll create style.css, and our last file will be script.js file. Okay, so 3 files we have created. One is for the HTML, the second one is for the styling, that is our CSS file, and The third one is for adding the functionality to our application. We require JavaScript file, and we named it as script.js. So first we'll create our index.html file. So we'll just type HTML5 and then we'll press the tab button. Basically this is emit abbreviation. This will automatically give this formatting of the HTML or these head and body tags. Okay, and in the title section we're going to write my calculator. I can write only calculator application. Okay, and then we're going to save our file. It's a good practice that whenever you're making some changes in your files, it is better that you'll press Ctrl+S to save your file, so that your work will not be lost, right? And then after that we need to define a div in our body section. So I'm just typing div, then press the tab button, and there we go. I'm giving a class container, class calculator. Okay, calculator I'm giving calculator. Okay, and then I'm giving one input tag. In input tag, okay, the type I am giving text, and also I am giving one ID. ID is equal to result, let's say, and I'll make this read only, right? And area label also I'm just mentioning, that is result, and one placeholder also, that is this 0. Okay, now the next thing is I will create a keypad. So for that I require one div, and I'm giving a class name that is keypad. Okay, and here in this keypad there are certain buttons, right? So I'll write button tag, and then in the button tag first thing is the clear button, right? Similarly I'm going to copy this one, clear button, and then I'm going to write backspace symbol. So for backspace symbol I need to write LARR. This is our backspace symbol, and then I'm going to mention divide symbol, then 7, 8, then I'm going to give the numbers, right? And then I'll type into, and then 4, 5, and 6. Okay, before moving forward, first thing I forgot to tell you that you need to install one extension, that is the live server from Ritwik Day. Live server. So this you need to install. This is already installed in my case. In your case, if it is not installed, just click on the install button, right? And I'm going to tell you that why we are installing this. Reason being because if you click on your index.html file, then when you open with the live server, so just a second, it is opening. So you can see that we have mentioned one input tag and some certain buttons. So it is showing over here, and at the title it is showing calculator application, which we have just mentioned. What I was telling, that what is the advantage of this extension. So suppose if I'm changing if I'm making any change, I'll say that instead of C I'm writing cake. Okay, so you can see that cake has updated automatically. We don't need to reload the page, right? So this is the advantage of installing this extension live server. Okay, so we are changing it back to the C. Okay, and yeah, you can see this automatically updated. Now the next thing, we have given the numbers like this. We're going to arrange in a vertical manner. So but before that we have to mention all the numbers. So just copy paste these buttons. So after 6 I need to mention the minus symbol, and then I need to mention numbers 1, 2 and 3, and then plus symbol, I just need to add 2 more buttons. One is for the decimal, and I'm writing this as 0, and this I'm writing for decimal, and last one more button, that is equal to button for calculating our results. Okay, so let me check my UI. 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, divide, multiply, subtraction, addition, 0 and decimal and equal to. Okay, everything is set. Now we'll just need an indentation, right? So you can see that our button is there, okay, but no functionality is added to it, right? Because we have simply mentioned the buttons. And at the last we're going to make one footer section. So I'm just writing footer. Okay, and then in the footer section I want to write in curly braces. So I'm just writing and open curly double quotes. Okay, and also I'm writing one more, that is close curly double quotes. Okay, now in between that I'm adding my text made with, and here I'm giving I want to make a symbol of heart, so I'll just type and hearts, right? Made with love. Here I'm writing my channel name, course by Sid, and then I'm going to add a copyright symbol. So I'm just writing copy py copy, and then I'm giving all rights reserved. Okay, so let me check our UI. Okay, yeah, definitely spacing is required, and the calculator, like the buttons which are looking over there, these need to be in vertical format. So we have created our HTML file, and one more thing, before the body tag, we'll need to add our JavaScript file. So how we're going to add our JavaScript? Let's make one comment also, adding JavaScript file. Okay, so and then just select this text and press Ctrl and backslash key, Control and forward slash. Okay, so this will come in the form of comment, and then we're going to write script, and source I'm going to give that is script.js, because it is in the same folder, right? So our JavaScript file has been added, and at this starting we'll also going to add our first of all I'm giving one comment connecting CSS file, right? Then control plus forward slash, and then I'm writing link, and to the source I'm giving style.css, right? So this will add my CSS file, and also I need to define the type of this link. So I'll write type and text slash CSS type. Okay, so we're going to see that how we're going to write our styling in style.css part. But before that, in this div calculator, I just need to mention one heading tag. So I'll be typing h1, and I need an right arrow key, right arrow symbol. So I'll write and right arrow, and then I'll write calculator app, calculator app. Okay, yeah, it looks great. Let me see my UI. Yeah, it's coming. So now we'll work on the styling part, and so we'll open our style.css, and first thing what we're going to do, we'll do the styling of the body. So we'll write body, and then we'll write display grid, and then justify content center. Then we're going to write align items center. Then we'll give the height of let's say 100 vh, a width of 100%, and background color I'm just giving sky blue. Okay, so let's just check. Okay, so you can see that our UI has been changed and our style sheet has been working properly. Okay, also if you have seen my video, there is an background image, and also we have created this folder image. So we'll, instead of the background sky blue color, we'll add background image, right? So background image, then we'll need to type URL, and then we're going to write images, and then we're going to write back image.jpg. basically we are defining the path that where the image is located, right? So you can see that an image background image has also been applied over here. Now we'll come back to our index.html file, and div will modify this, will style this class, calculator class. So let's come back to the style.css, and yeah, we'll write calculator to avoid any spelling mistakes. It's better to copy from here. It's a good practice actually. So calculator, and if you have mentioned class over here, you need to give a dot before your class, right? If let's say suppose this is a id we have written over there, so we will be using here hash, right? But since we have mentioned it as a class, so I'm just writing it as dot calculator. And then the next thing is I'm giving a background color, and I'm giving yellow as the background color. Okay, yeah, it's working. And then I want to give border radius of let's say 10%, and padding of 20 pixel, and then I'm going to give box shadow 10 pixel, and again 10 pixel, and then HPA over here I'm giving 83, 111, and here I'm giving 223, and here I'm giving 0.806, right? So dark shadow has also been given. Yeah, it's working. And I need to mention width also, right? So width I'm mentioning 250 pixel, and border I'm giving red. Then I need to style the border, so I'm writing border style, and here I'm using dashed border, right? So you can see on your UI that dash border has also been visible on our UI. Okay, then after that border width I need to mention border width, that is 10%, 10 pixel, and animation I need to write let's say I'm writing pulsate border, and for 2 seconds, and then I'll write infinite. Okay, now since in animation we have used this pulsate border, so basically that's a keyframe, so we need to mention it in the keyframes. So we'll write keyframes, and then we'll write pulsate border, and then we're going to write at 0%. Border color will be red, and also we are writing only OKT. It's alright. We are writing border color only, and then we're going to write 50%, and then we're going to give border color black, and then at 100% we'll give border color also black. Okay, so if I can see my UI now, so you can see that the color is changing, right? And I can also give one more color, like I am giving, let's say, purple. So you can see that, yeah, color is changing, right? And it is looking good. Now the next we'll style this input tag, that is with the ID result. So we'll copy this result, actually copy, and the style folder we'll write hashtags result. Basically this is the ID which we have mentioned, so we have started with the hash. Okay, now we'll first need to mention one width, that is width I am mentioning 90%, right? And margin bottom I am giving 10 pixel. Okay, and then padding I am giving 10 pixel. Then font size I am giving 18 pixel, and background color I am giving sky blue, and font weight I am giving font weight I would like to give, okay, I'll select bold. And margin top I'm giving 10%, and then margin bottom I'm giving also I would like to give 10%, and border radius I'll also give 10 pixel. Okay, so let's check our UI. Yeah, okay, so it looks good. You can see our input field over here. Now the next thing is our this div with the class keypad. So we're going to style this. So let's open our style.css once again and just mention dot, and by pasting the class name, that is the keypad over here. So we'll display this as grid, and then a grid template we'll need to mention grid template, and we'll want in the row form. So we'll select grid template, we want this in column format, so we'll select grid template columns. Okay, so we'll say repeat 4 and 1 fr. Okay, and then we'll write grid gap, just a second, grid gap of 5 pixel. Okay, yeah, so it's working good, I think. Yeah, you can see that it is now it is looking like a real calculator, right? So this keypad has been now structured, has now been styled. So now our next step will be to style the buttons, right? You can see the buttons over here. So we'll write button, and then we're going to style this button. So here I'm writing padding of 10 pixel, and the font size will be let's say 18 pixel. Okay, and font weight will be bold again. Okay, and background color will be black. Background color black, and the color of the text will be white, and border radius will be let's say, I'm saying 100%. Okay, I want this in a circular format, and the cursor will be this cursor pointer, and a box shadow. So for box shadow, I'm giving the same box shadow. So I'll simply copy and paste. Okay, and instead of 10 pixel, I'm writing 2 pixel. Okay, so let's check our UI once again after saving this file. So you can see that it has now been formatted. Also, if you want some space, so in the index.html file, we need to add the br tag. So over here, after the arrow, this backspace key, I'm writing br tag, and also and the end, that is this decimal, I'm adding one more br tag over here, br tag. Okay, let's see a UI. So yeah, so you can see that it is looking good. Okay, and it has taken the shape of the calculator. Now after the styling of these buttons and giving the br tags in the index.html file, the next we're going to style this footer, right? So we'll write or one more thing before giving this footer styling, we'll see the hovering effect on the button. So we'll style the button hovering effect. So button hover, we'll give the background color as blue, then we'll give the color as white, and yeah, so let's check our UI. Yeah, hovering effect is also working fine on the buttons, right? Okay, now we'll style the footer as what we have discussed earlier. So we'll write footer, and in the footer we'll write display flex and justify content center and text align center. Width will be 100%. Background color will be, let's say, this one, and font size will be 20 pixel. Basically it's not font style, it's font size which I want. So font size is 20 pixel, and animation also I just need to give over here. So animation is equal to pulsate border. Keyframes have already been defined for 2 seconds, and then this will be infinite also. And then after that we'll add font weight, right? Font weight, and that will be bold. Okay, so let's see our footer. Okay, so you can see the footer is coming. Now if we need to add one margin left in the calculator, margin left of around, let's say, 120 pixels. No, it is going there, so I'll just reduce and I'll write 90. Yeah, so it is in center. Yeah, it's looking good now. Now let's check with 85. Yeah, okay, so it's looking good. Also, if you need to change this background, so we'll add background color. First one I'm writing light sea green. Then second I'm giving light coral, and third one I'll give a background color light sky blue. Okay, so now let's check our UI. So yeah, you can see that it is working good, and colors are also changing in the background and at the dash borders and in the footer section as well, right? But you can see that whenever we are pressing any of the button, it is not working. Reason being because we haven't written any JavaScript for that, right? So we're going to see that how we can add functionality to our calculator application with the help of script.js file, right? But before writing the functionality in script.js file, we need to implement the function in our button tags, right? So let's get started. So on the clear button, we're going to write function, and we'll write on click, and we'll write clear result function, right? And then we're going to give one class also, class reset btn, and then in the backspace we're going to give another function. It is on click delete character. Okay, delete character, and then we're going to give one class, and the class name will be delete button. So I'll write delbtn, delete button class, and on this division and for all these buttons wherever our numbers are there. So over here we're going to write append to result function, right? So we'll write on click append to result, and we'll pass the text as an argument. So if we want division symbol on our input tag, so as a value, as an argument, we are passing it in this function, append to result function, whenever user click on the division button, right? Similarly, we'll do for the rest of the buttons. So we'll simply copy paste this, right? And also we'll give area label, area label, and in area label we're going to write divide, and we'll mention one class opbtn. So this we need to give for the operations which we are performing on our calculator application. So I'm going to simply copy paste this on click, from on click to class opbtn operation button, and I'll paste it for multiplication, and then I'm going to paste it for subtraction, and then I'm going to paste it for this addition one, right? Now in the area label I'm going to change according to the operations. So here we have the multiplication, so we'll write multiply, and here we'll write subtract, and here we'll write addition, add. Okay, and for equal to also we need to copy and paste, and we're going to change the area label, right? And we'll write equals. Okay, now for this number buttons, we'll only going to give this on click append to function, append to result function, right? So we're going to copy paste this. Just a second, I think it is copied wrong, so I'm going to copy once again. Okay, yeah, it's working fine. And in the argument we're going to change, and we're going to write 8 for 8, and similarly for 9 we'll pass the argument 9, and for 4 we'll pass 4 as the argument, and for 5 we're going to pass the argument as 5. For 6 similarly we're going to write 6. Okay, and also I've just observed that for multiplication we haven't changed the argument, so it is showing division over here. We need to change that also as well. So we'll write for multiplication we'll write multiply, for subtraction we'll write minus, for addition we'll change from division to addition, right? And for equal to we'll write equal to, right? Okay, on the this equal to function, basically we are not on click function we are not writing append to result function. We'll write one more function. We'll write on click calculate result, and we'll write okay, so yeah, that's all. And then after writing this we're going to mention in the script.js file, right? So we'll do for first we'll need to give the append to result function for the number, for the button 1, and for button 2 we'll need to give button 2. For button 3 we're going to give button 3. For 0 we're going to give 0, and then for decimal we're going to give decimal, right? So now we're going to check once again. For clear we have given the clear result function, for backspace we are giving the delete character function, and then for these operations we have given append to result, and then within argument we have passed division. For multiplication we have given multiplication, subtraction, and then for addition. Okay, yeah, so it looks good. Okay, so our HTML file is now fully ready, and now we'll since we have given the class OPBTN, delete button and reset button, right? So what the next thing we'll going to do is we'll need to open our style.css file, and below the this button hover, yeah, this button hover, we're going to give the styling to these buttons, right? So for reset button we'll give color red, and font weight we'll give bold. Okay, and then for the delete button we'll going to give yellow color, and font weight will remain the same, so we are giving yellow. And then for the option button, we first will just copy paste this, and we'll change the class name, right? So op btn, and we'll change the color from yellow to blue now, right? So let me check my UI. Yeah, you can see that now C is showing red in color, backspace in yellow in color, and all the operations, that is multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, and the equal to button, also the result button, is all are showing in blue color, right? And okay, so yeah, to all these classes we have given the styling in the style.css sheet. Now the only thing which is left is the JavaScript file for adding the functionalities to this button, right? So we'll first create one function. So we're going to copy this function, append to result function, right? And we're just going to copy paste this in a script.js file. So but before that we're going to write function, and then we're going to copy paste this, and then we'll, instead of writing as the argument, we'll write value. We'll pass value as the argument over here, and then we'll open the curly braces, and within that curly braces we're going to write document dot get element by id, and within brackets we are giving that id result. Basically this is the id of the input field. So I'm just showing you once again to give you a better understanding what we are doing over here. So this input field, right? So here we have mentioned the result id, and on the screen also on the UI I'm talking about this, right? Wherever as the placeholder where 0 is there. Okay, so we'll come back to a script.js file. So after passing the id, we're going to write value, and then we're going to write plus is equal to value. We are adding this to the value, to the current value. Okay, and now I'm going to explain this append to result function. So basically document dot get element by id within bracket results dot value plus minus equal to value appends the value parameter to the current value of the input field, and effectively updating the displayed result, right? So now we're going to create one function for clear result, as we have already mentioned in this HTML on the backspace button. So we're going to define a function in this JavaScript file, right? So I'm just copying it from this, so to avoid any mistake. Okay, so I'm writing a function, then delete character. Okay, and before defining the function for delete character, we can see that we have a clear result function also. So we're going to first make the function for this in JavaScript file, right? Okay, now I'll open the curly braces, and then I'm going to write document dot get element by id, and within bracket result, and then I'll give dot value, and then I'll assign it to empty string, right? So this will clear the input field, right? Okay, so now we'll write the function for the backspace button, that is delete character, right? And so we'll write function and then delete character, it is delete. I've copied it wrong, so I'm copying it, so I've just corrected it over there, right? And then we'll open this function, right? And within the curly braces we are just writing one variable, var is equal to result is equal to document dot get element by id, within brackets result id we are giving, and then after that we are giving dot value. Okay, and yeah, in the next line we are writing document dot get element, document dot get element by id, and we are passing the result id of the input field, and then we'll write the value. This will give me the current value, and then we are equating it to our is equal to result dot slice, within brackets we are going to write 0 comma minus 1. So okay, I'm explaining this function to you. So basically in the context of document dot get element by id result dot value is equal to result dot slice 0 comma minus 1, result refers to the current value of the result input field. The slice method is a JavaScript string method that extracts a portion of a string and returns a new string. The slice method takes two arguments, the starting index and the ending index. The ending index is optional, but in this case it is result dot slice 0 comma minus 1. So the 0 is the starting index indicating the beginning of the string. The minus 1 is the ending index in JavaScript. A negative index represents counting from the end of the string. So minus 1 refers to the last character of the string. Therefore result dot slice within bracket 0 comma minus 1 extracts all characters from the beginning of the string up to the second to last character, and effectively removing the last character from result. Okay, so in this way this delete character function will work. Okay, so our next function will be this one, that is calculate result. So we're going to copy this calculate result. So whenever user clicks on the equal to button, this will calculate a result. So for that we are defining the function in this javascript.js file, in script.js file. Okay, so we are writing function delete, just a minute, just a minute, I'm going to copy this. Okay, yeah, it is calculate dot result. I just thought I have copied append to result. Okay, so yeah, we're going to write where result is equal to document dot get element by id within brackets id result, and then we're going to write value, and we'll write one more variable where calculation, and then we're going to write eval result, and then we're going to write document dot get element by id, and we'll pass the id of the input field, that is result, and then we'll write dot value is equal to calculation, right? This calculation. Okay, now I'm going to explain this calculate result function. So yeah, the eval function is then used to evaluate the JavaScript expression or calculation represented by the result string. It treats the string as code and performs the computation. For example, if result contains the string 2 plus 3, then eval result will evaluate to 5. The result of the evaluation is stored in the calculation variable. Finally, the calculation value is assigned back to the value property of the result input field using document.getElement by id within bracket results.value is equal to calculation. This updates the displayed value in the input field to show the calculated result. Okay, so I've explained this and I'm going to save this file. It is already saved. So script file is ready, style.css file is also ready, and index.html file is also ready. So next thing is we're going to check our application. So first we'll check for addition. So we'll write instead of just a second, yeah, there is one error. Basically it's not an error, it's a typing error actually. So yeah, if you can see that on 7 we have passed the argument as argument division over here, so that's why on the input field it is showing a division symbol, right? So we'll correct it over here and we'll write 7, right? Similarly, once again I'll quickly check for all the others. Yeah, okay, seems okay. Okay, so we'll check once again for the addition. So we'll write 7 plus 7, hopes that it gives me 14. Yeah, it's working fine, addition is working fine. Now if I'll write 14 minus 5, so that gives me 9. Yeah, it is also, subtraction is also working fine. And if I'll multiply 9 into 8, so that gives me 72. It is also working fine. And if I'll divide this 72 by 6, so it gives me 12, right? Now we'll check for the decimal as well. So I'm writing 12 plus 1.23, this gives me 13.23. yeah, it is also working fine. And we'll check for the 0. Yeah, 0 is also displaying, and all other we have already checked all the buttons, it is working. Now we'll check for the backspace. So yeah, it is deleting the last character. Okay, and we'll check for the clear button also. So yeah, clear button is also working fine. So our calculator app has been built, it is working fine. Now the next step is to deploy this application on the github.com. So we're going to see that how we can deploy this calculator application on github.com. So we'll first check GitHub on Google search bar. So we'll write GitHub, and then we'll click on github.com. Now if you don't have GitHub account, you'll need to click on this sign up button to create your account. Here it will ask you to enter your email address, right? And then click on continue button. So after clicking on the continue button, it will ask for some details. You need to give that details so that your account will be created on github.com. Well, in my case, I already have an account on github.com, so I'm not going to create a new account, right? So I'm just closing it here, and then I'm coming back to my GitHub account, right? So once you'll create your account on github.com, you will be redirected to this page, and over here you have to select this plus button to create a new repository, right? So I'm just clicking it over here, and then I'll click on new repository, and then I need to give the repository name. So I'm giving calc calc-app. Let me see it's available or not. So okay, yeah, calc-app is available, so our repository name is available. Now we need to give the description. So I'm just giving calculator application HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and I'm making this repository as public, and then I'm going to add one readme file also, right? And then I'm going to click on this create repository button. So yeah, our repository, our calc-app repository has now been created, and then we need to add the files which we have created in the calculator application, that is html.css file, style.css file, script.js file, and one for image folder is also there, which is having the background image. So I'll come back to my VS Code, and then over here I'll left click and select reveal in file explorer. Okay, so you can see that these three files with one image folder having the background image in it. So we're going to upload this on github.com, right? So we'll come here and we'll click on add file, and then we'll select upload buttons, and then we'll upload these files over here by using drag and drop, right? So we'll open this folder. I'm going to select everything within this folder, and simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply drag and drop my files over here, right? So you can see that my files are uploading over here, right? And one commit changes, a commit message I need to give. So I'm just writing uploading files. Okay, and then I'll click on commit changes. Yeah, okay, now you can see that our files and folder has now been uploaded. You can check that image folder is also having this background image, right? And all the three files which we have created, all these are uploaded successfully. Now we'll click on settings, and then we'll click on pages, right? Under code and automation, this last one, pages. Okay, and then in the branch we'll select the main branch, right? We can see that how many branches are there. So one, and that is done. So we have only one branch, and we'll click on the main branch, right? And then we'll click on the save button, right? And yes, that's all. Your application will now be deployed on github.com, and the link will be provided over here on GitHub Pages. GitHub Pages is designed to host your personal organization projects from a GitHub repository, right? So you have already saved it. It will, after 1 to 2 minutes, it will take some time. So okay, I'm waiting over here. I'll just check my repository also. Just a second, it's taking time. So you can see that environment pages, GitHub Pages, right? Under the environment, one GitHub Pages is there, right? So it is still in processing. Once it will get deployed, it will come green in color. Yes, and over here it is active, right? So we can click over here also, and we can click on then view deployment, and you can see that host by set github.io calculator app has now been deployed successfully on github.com, right? You can also check from here also, right? You can click on host by set. You can open this calc app, and then from settings you'll go to pages, and then in the GitHub Pages, as what I told earlier, your site will be available over here. So you can see that your site is live at https://github.io calc app, right? So last deployed, it is 1 minute ago. Now you can click on this visit site, so it is also giving the same, right? So our calculator application has now been deployed successfully. We'll check the functionality of this calculator. So we can check for addition, 7 plus 5, that gives me 12. Let's say 12 minus 1, that gives me 11. Subtraction is working. For multiplication we'll check, so multiplication is also working, and for division we'll check, so our division is also working. If we'll check for the backspace button, so yeah, it is also deleting the character from the last, it is also working. And then we'll click on clear button. So each and everything is working properly. We have checked all the buttons, even the decimals is also working, right? So yeah, so we have built our calculator application, and then we have deployed it on the github.com, right? So that's all for this project, and we'll meet with some new project in my upcoming videos. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, so I request you to please kindly subscribe it, so that you can get the latest update from this channel, and you can also able to create more projects like this. So okay, that's all for this video, and I'll hope to meet you soon in the next video. Thank you.